Hello, everybody, and welcome to MGTOW Stories. This is episode number 9. It's been a while, as you can tell. I think it's been like 2 months since my last MGTOW Stories episode. Last time it was episode 8. That was like 2 months ago. So I haven't given up on the series. In fact, I've been trying desperately to find some posts on Reddit, some stories to cover, and now I've got some stacked up. I've got some stories piled up. So no need to worry. This one is from our MGTOW 2. That is the MGTOW forum, the MGTOW subreddit, whatever you want to call it. That's the one I try to hang out around the most these days because the primary one, our MGTOW, has been, and it is infested with incels because the primary incel forum or Reddit, subreddit, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure what the proper term is. I got to look that up. But whatever that place is, it got banned and they came over to the primary MGTOW server and they transformed it from a place for genuine MGTOW discussion into a echo chamber of hate. So I try to avoid that place these days. Of course, not every single post there is necessarily a woman hating post. You know, there is still some good stuff there, but it's just mostly woman hating. So try to avoid that place. Try to hang out on our MGTOW 2 more often. There's some really good discussion going on in there. This one was posted by Chris. It's pronounced chrisdidwht. So it's spelled chrisdidwht. Left out an A in there. But anyways, let's not waste any more time and get reading to the post. Now, before I get to reading the post and the social commentary, I forgot to mention that I will leave the link to this post in the description box below. Let's not waste any more time. I promise. Let's start reading this. All right. So, had to let him go. The son I never had. A little more than 2 years ago, I met this girl at the bar. I thought she was amazing. The way she carried herself was so different than anything I've ever seen. We had a great conversation and I got her number. The next day, we met up at a local bar in San Francisco that my friend worked at. Her ex was there, so, he was trying to basically take her from me, but I left with her and we had sex. So I thought I won. Turns out she exchanged numbers with him and when I was in the bathroom, and they met up the next day and banged. I kept seeing her for a month, but something didn't feel so right, so I broke it off with her. She begged me to stay, but I was firm. 2 months later, she called me to tell me that she was pregnant, but there was another possible father. I was at a bar on a Friday night, and I got a picture of this baby boy. I went to go see him the next day. The other possible father bounced when she came out with her pregnancy. I couldn't deny that he looked like me, so I stepped up. Almost a month later, I found out that he wasn't mine. Initially, I was relieved. I went to go see him a week later, and when I saw his face, I realized that I loved this kid. And he had no father. And I stayed for him. She constantly tried to get with me, but I couldn't trust her. When he was 6 months, we had a huge fight. She cut me off, and I couldn't see him anymore. I cried myself to sleep almost every night for a month, almost every month straight. So then I had this mental breakdown after 3 months, almost 5 months since I've seen him, and I decided to get a new phone so I could stop looking at pictures of him, and it helped so much. A month later, I was starting to recover. Then I get a call late night. It was her. She apologized and told me that I can see him, no strings attached. He was walking now, and she treated me like a king, and a couple of drunk hookups later, we were really trying to make it work now, but she was putting pressure on me to play daddy again. I explained, I'm not his dad, and I never could be. Her friend kept calling me a loser behind closed doors, so she got on me about my future. It's not that I'm lazy, I just haven't had my moment yet. I'm 26 and I make $50,000 a year, but working hard for a better future. This guy I used to work with called me to offer me an apprenticeship, or whatever you call it, as an electrician in Santa Barbara, and I took it. 1 week before I left, she told me that she basically can't keep an eye on me out there and that I need to fix my financial and mental issues, so she didn't want me anymore. And I was okay with that. We remained friends and I kept seeing him whenever I went back to the Bay. But lately I've noticed that when I open up to her about things or whatever that are hurting or bothering me, she has nothing to say. She'll just say, "Oh, or damn, or I don't know what to say. She occasionally doesn't reply to my texts, and even after I told her to cut it out and stop being childish. Last night, I told her I was having a bad day at work, and she asked what happened. I told her I made a mistake, and my boss got mad at me. She didn't even reply, but I know she saw it since it was on Instagram direct message. I gave her a whole day to reply. She didn't. It was on my mind heavy this morning. I overheard some carpenters on the job site telling my boss to fire me, and I realized that this garbage is getting between me and my money, and I kicked ass for the rest of the day. When I got off, I checked for her reply. Nothing. I thought in silence for 10 minutes. I came to a decision. I can no longer put myself through this. I love the kid to death. Just seeing him makes my day. But she stresses me out. It's affecting my health mentally and physically. It's preventing me from giving 100% at work. So I blocked her on everything, including my phone. I cried all the way home, thinking about how I will never see him again. I cried for 15 more minutes when I got home. And now I'm writing this. I feel so bad for leaving him behind. I want to give him the world, but I realize it's going to cost me my soul. So, I can't do this anymore. And that's the post, guys. So, share with me your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Now, I will start my commentary on it. So, give me a second, guys. Got to get my phone. It's up here on the shelf. All right. I read the post off my iPad, and then I read the commentary off my phone. So it's on two different places. So there's a bit of a delay. But okay, let's begin the commentary part. So first of all, we can't neglect the common occurrence of a girl with two faces, commonly experienced in the dating and relationship world. When you meet her, she's the best thing to ever happen to you. Then later, she's the worst thing to ever happen to you. OP couldn't have said it better himself, and he was talking about that in the replies below, and all that. He was talking to somebody else, and he said they want you until they have you, and that couldn't be truer. Our brother here made the correct but delayed decision to break it off with this chick after she exchanged phone numbers with her ex. I don't know about you guys, but that had red flag written all over it. OP said that he kept seeing her for a month. Something I surely wouldn't do. He even said that something didn't feel right. Now, I'm not saying that we should hunt down OP and torture him for his mistakes. All I ask is that he learn from them. Anyways, skipping forward 2 months, our brother was told this chick was now pregnant. The other potential father bounced, so it was just OP. And the baby looked like our brother here. And when you take that and combine it with a man's urge to procreate and be a fatherly figure and all that jazz, our brother decided to step up to the plate. But then 1 month later, it turned out that the baby didn't even belong to OP at all. And just like he described, our brother felt initially relieved. But then our brother here went to see said baby, and then he realized, hey, I'm emotionally attached to this kid. I'm not saying that he is wrong for being emotionally attached to somebody. I'm just trying to point out that this can be harmful for you. Your weaknesses can be turned against you. So this poor little guy didn't even have a dad. So our brother made the decision to stay with the baby that wasn't even his. And nobody else really wants to date a single mom. I'm not saying that all single moms are bad and evil, but usually things don't turn out so well in these types of situations. That's the best way I can put it. Let me ask you this. Would you rather date a single mom with kids that aren't even yours, but yet you're required to look after them or something? Or would you date a younger chick with no kids and less problems? The choice is yours, my friend. I advise you decide. I just want to make a point as to why the single mom is trying to desperately get with OP. She is well aware of the fact that nobody is willing to look after some kid that isn't even theirs. I know it sounds harsh, but men generally want to look after their own biological kids, not somebody else's. And OP stated that he didn't trust this woman, and I don't blame him one bit. She had sex behind his back, then begged him to stay when he tried to leave. So, anyways, when the baby turned 6 months old, there was this fight between our brother and the lady who cheated on him. I don't know the details, but whatever happened was serious enough to the cheater that she cut off contact from our brother, meaning that he would no longer be able to see the baby he cared for so much, despite the kid not even being his. In the time that the baby was cared for, the cheating mom learned how OP, our brother, cared so much for the baby, and she knew it was his weakness. And that weakness was used against him when he refused to settle down with the cheating mom. If you ask me, the primary reason the cheating mom apologized was because nobody wanted to become the dad. The cheater's friend kept calling our brother a loser. Shaming lines, nothing more, nothing less. I do, however, find it quite ironic that our brother here is the loser, and when we have a cheating mom who rode the cock carousel, had a kid, can't find the dad, and is now trying to desperately find a dad to raise a kid that isn't even theirs. But hey, that's just my opinion. Who am I to say that? Now, fast forwarding to the part where our brother has to go to Santa Barbara for that apprenticeship. I think it was an electrician position, something like that. The cheating mom then said that she can't take care of our brother. She added in that he has to fix his financial and mental problems, so she dropped him. That's right, guys. She dropped him. The only man at the time willing to look after a kid that's not even his. Now, they did, of course, remain friends, and he would see the kid whenever he was in the area. Now, we are at the part where OP would text the cheating mom about his problems and issues, and she would reply with texts that screamed the words, "I don't care about your problems." She would sometimes not even reply to texts, a classic tactic designed to mess with you. A manipulation tactic for short. She purposely ignored him. This man assisted in caring for a kid that's not even his, that was born to a cheating mom. And in turn, she ignored him and refuses to help him in times of need despite all that he's done. He's on the brink of losing his job, and she doesn't even care. Our brother is now at the point where he has to detach himself from a child he is emotionally attached to. This is a mental pain that is very extreme. Somebody you cared for so much you will never see again. The mental burden placed on our brother is undescribable in words. Men. The moral of this story is that even a pump and dump isn't safe anymore in this crazed world of ours. People are more cruel than you could imagine. This story is a prime example. So whether you choose monk mode or not, you must be aware of the consequences of what could happen, the consequences of your choices. And, like I said earlier, the choice is yours. I'm only here to share the experiences of other men. I advise, you decide. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for MGTOW Stories, episode number 9. Please share your thoughts with me in the comments below or via email. It's up to you. I will be reading and replying to them as I always do, and I definitely appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please follow MGTOW Academy on Twitter. The Twitter handle is at all caps, MGTOW, followed by Academy, and the first N Academy is capitalized. Once again, guys, thank you for the continuous support. It's unbelievable. I would have never imagined so much support from such a loyal fan base, or whatever you want to call it. The MGTOW Academy show just passed 10,000 listens. It was amazing to reach such a barrier, a milestone. Also, the MGTOW Academy YouTube channel has just surpassed 30,000 views recently, so once again, thank you for that. And guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Almost dropped my phone. Sorry about that. I almost dropped my phone. I was putting it on the table. So until next time, guys, remember that it's a very dangerous world out there. So be sure to keep taking your daily doses of red pills and to stay safe. Everybody, this is MGTOW Academy signing off. We dance.